It's a hard one to answer, but probably a horseshoe bat.
A horseshoe bat?
Yes, a greater horseshoe bat.
But they're tiny. I mean, that's barely even an hors d'oeuvre.
It's also really good luck when you eat one.
How does the horseshoe bat taste?
Well, it's a bit like a mouse.
Oh, right, I see. Yes, of course. Rather like a mouse. It's good to have a frame of reference. And there must have been things that you've eaten over the years that you've thought, well, that just wasn't nice, I'm not going to bother with that again.
Well, it's not so much the animal, it's the state of decay into which the animal got before I cooked it.
Right.
Rather than the actual flesh
Well,
itself.
for a lot of people, you know, the idea of states of decay is very grim, but, you know, decent beef, it should be aged. How long do you age something that you would eat?
Well, it depends whether I've got time to do it before it goes green.
Right.
And if it's green, well, I don't like to waste it.
Sure.
I think this is going to be a cracking meal.
Yeah. You must have encountered animals that are still slightly alive.
Only once.
And what happened?
It was a fox.
Yeah.
And I took it home and put it in a shed for the night, and it was dead in the morning.
And did you eat that fox?
No, I didn't eat that one, no.
Why was that?
I wasn't into eating foxes then.
Now, any advice? Hugh is going to try roadkill for the first time.
Can I just... you know,
Yeah.
I had to sign this.
And what does that say?
It says, I, Hugh Dennis, write to acknowledge that I have agreed willingly to eat a meal consisting of meat from roadkill as part of the services I am providing to the programme. I've never seen Star Wars. In doing so, I acknowledge that the BBC has no way of verifying the meat source in advance. And the BBC cannot guarantee that this activity is free from risk.
So we are saying, then, that there is no way of verifying that this will be safe?
No.
OK.
It's a step into the unknown.
Absolutely. Well, are you ready to make that step?
Oh, yeah.
Let's wander over to our dining area and have your first taste of roadkill.
It's a vast breast. Nice.
Now,
Look at
let's
that.
have a look. We've got three things here. Which are you drawn to initially?
Well, now I've heard all that, none of them. Yeah. Well,
There's a pie there and...
am I allowed just maybe to have the pastry of that?
Absolutely not, no.
I'm equally drawn to all of them. They all look, lovely.
Why don't you start with the pie. Now, Arthur, what is in this pie?
It's blackbird pie.
And how many are in there?
Well, I couldn't get 4 and 20, so I've got 2.
Now, that's
Or bits of 2.
Bits of 2. So, now, hang on, I think that's mainly
That's
mushroom.
Yeah, I'm looking for maybe there's
mushroom.
beak or something in there.
Have a bit of a...
I'll have a bit of mushroom
Have a
first.
bit of a dig.
You might be sick when you've had the rest.
Oh, there we are. There's a bit there, so here we go. The first taste of blackbird baked in a pie.
And when the pie was open,
Yeah.
The birds
the
began to
king
sing.
began to vom.
How is it?
Tastes of absolutely nothing, actually. I mean, it tastes lovely. It's sort of, it's unidentifiable. You know, I wouldn't go, oh, that's blackbird.
That's a nice-looking pastry, Arthur. What have you used for that, and where did you find it?
Made it myself. Well, usual flour.
Yeah.
All from a lorry that had jackknifed.
Came out of the bin at the back of Sainsbury's.
A staggering amount of waste. What is this here, Arthur?
This is risotto.
Oh, OK.
Risotto. And?
I think it's improving my swimming.
There's some quite goodly...
Actually quite nice.
Some good chunks of otter in there.
That's not bad. Butter. Isn't it? It's nice. What have you flavoured that with?
Little garlic, little Tabasco.
It's lovely.
This last dish here, what is this one?
This is badger casserole. This is my forte.
Is it?
Yes. Take a nice
Badger
big lump.
casserole.
Take a nice big lump.
Yeah, good stuff, this. This is good for 3 hours.
Come on.
Yes, no, after you, absolutely. Yeah. First impressions, a mouthful of badger.
I think I've got the bit they make the shaving brushes out of. That tastes quite just like beef. Except I know it's not.
I've ended up with a very big bit there.
Go on.
I shall never be able to watch Wind in the Willows again.
Oops, dropped it.
Look at you digging in.
That's nice.
That is really tasty. What are the odds of this having had bovine TB?
About the same as winning the lottery.
So, just to clarify once more, and for all, these are not animals that have been hunted by Arthur in his car. They are ones that have been hit and salvaged by you and turned to good use. You're the sort of culinary Womble of the West Country.
That's true. I ought to say that otters and badgers, and many others, of course, are protected animals. You are not allowed to kill them, but if you should chance by accident to kill one or see one dead by the roadside, there is no offence is committed if you pick it up and in disposing of it, you cook it and eat it.
Hugh, tasting roadkill for the first time, your marks out of 10.
Overall score?
Overall score
not
for,
an individual dish.
for the experience, yeah.
Well, I'd say that was probably a 9, actually. I'm very glad I did that.
Yeah? 9 out of 10 for roadkill. Thank you very much. Well, you've embraced all of the things that I've thrown at you to one degree or another. If there was one other thing that we didn't have time to do or couldn't afford to do, you can do anything at all. What would it be?
There were a couple of things on the original list that I suggested. I've never, ever been chased by guard dogs.
Yeah, OK.
And I really fancied doing that.
Yeah.
Because I had seen, as a child, there was a display on the school playing fields of it. You know when they get the bloke who has his arm
The
padded?
big arm.
He has to have it padded, and he runs.
It's padding.
Yeah.
No idea.
He runs. He runs, and then they let the Alsatians go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite fancy being that bloke, and I have since about the age of 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that. I also wanted to do surveillance on a house from a van.
Do you know, I get the appeal of that.
It's great.
A stakeout. Who would you stake out?
Well, you. No, I don't know, really. It could be anyone, couldn't it? I don't think it would matter. In fact, in a way, it would be better if you didn't know, because it would really freak them out, wouldn't it? If you thought the security services were watching your house, you'd have to be slightly obvious about it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Wouldn't you? See, I don't understand how they do that anyway, because if you saw a transit van in the road opposite you, wouldn't you be slightly suspicious anyway? Wouldn't you think, especially with holes drilled in the side?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
And donuts arriving all day.
Yeah, but I would love to do it. I'd genuinely love to do it.
Well, you'll have to do that in your own time. Pick your victim and away you go. Although, of course, legally that is stalking. Well, thank you so much for embracing everything and being my guest on I've Never Seen Star Wars. Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Dennis!
Thank you.
And there's more from Marcus and I've Never Seen Star Wars next Thursday at 10:30. Next tonight, stay with us for an irreverent look at the news and the newsreaders with Charlie Brooker.